everyone and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, then hi, my name is Lauren. And on my channel, we mostly talk about anything luxury, but we also discuss lifestyle and beauty. So if you're interested in any of these topics, please consider subscribing to my channel and we'll get started with the video. Another episode of my real versus fake series, this time featuring the YSL Kate bag. So if you're interested in learning how to spot the differences between real and fake, then please keep on watching. So as always, let's start with the packaging, and here the Fake Factory kindly included the box, so I'm going to be able to compare boxes. Before we start anything, can you see which one is the fake one and which one is the real one? So over here in this hand we have the real box, and over here in this other hand we have the fake box. So I mean, right off the bat they are very, very different. Actually I'm having kind of a hard time finding similarities between these boxes. They are of different shape and size. The font is different for the Saint Laurent logo. The closing system is different. So here the closure system is kind of like a Chanel box. Here not at all, it's just a regular box. So the boxes are not what this company is best at, that's for sure, but please stick around because there will be a big twist after that. So now let's move on to dust bags. So next up we have the dust bags, and here I feel like it has nothing to do with the boxes anymore because the dust bag from the Fake Factory is actually pretty realistic. I was kind of surprised. There is a little bit of a difference in terms of sizing. So the fake one, which is in this hand, is a little bit bigger than the real one, which is in this hand, but really it's kind of a slight difference. In terms of the material for the dust bag, I actually feel like the one from the Fake Factory is more sturdy. It's kind of like sturdier, thicker, heavier than the real one, which is here. Usually when looking at replicas, that's one of the areas where a lot of factories are kind of like slacking. It's kind of like not something that you would keep, but this fabric is really, really nice. And now on to the fun part. Let's compare handbags. Right off the bat, can you tell which one is the real one and which one is the fake one? So over here in this hand we have the real bag, and over here in this other hand we have the fake one. Frankly, from like one look, I can't see a single difference. It is that terrifying. I've had to memorize like which hand I'm holding the fake one with. I specifically put like a piece of plastic inside so I would remember which one is the fake one. I mean, it is basically incredible. So they are of exactly the same shape and size. They feature exactly the same color. Sometimes like shades of black can be different, especially with some replicas. But here it's not the case at all. I mean, they look identical. So let's dive into specifics, and for once let's maybe start with the hardware. Usually that's kind of one of the things that I reserve for last, but here I feel like there's a lot of hardware, obviously on the Saint Laurent logo, but also the chains that the bags come with. So both of them feature gold hardware, and I have to say that the gold hardware on the fake one is exactly the same as the real one. Usually that's also one of the areas where some replicas are not as good as the real ones. For gold hardware especially, they tend to kind of overcompensate and make their gold hardware kind of look like 24K gold. So super, super duper bright yellow, almost like in your face, in your eyes, bright yellow. But here it's not the case at all, so that's really, really nice. It's exactly the same hardware. Next up, we have the material. So the material on both of these handbags is called Grain de Poudre embossed leather. So this is a very, very nice leather. It's very, very sturdy and makes the bag almost carefree. The thing to say about the one from the fake factory, which again is here, is that it is exactly the same material as the real one. Frankly, I can't tell or see a single difference. It feels exactly the same when you're touching as when you're looking, so that's exactly the same thing. Now maybe one thing to mention, one small thing to mention, is that the fake one, which again is in this hand, is a little bit sturdier, is a little bit of a more structured bag than the real one, which is here. I'm a huge fan of structured bags. I love structured bags. So for me, that's actually kind of a good thing. It's definitely nice. I love that. It makes the bag even more carefree and like, you know, perfect for like small children or anything like that. One minor thing to notice about that, because the bag is sturdier and maybe a little bit thicker, the fabric, or here the leather is a little bit thicker than the real one. For the fake one, especially at the top of the handbag, again here, it is a little bit thicker than the top of the handbag here, but I mean, frankly, like I've had to hold both bags for like 5 minutes to find that out. It's definitely not something that you're able to see. What you're able to see when you kind of just look at it quickly is that it is exactly the same material and it's very, very nice. Next up, we have the interior of the bags, and here obviously that's going to be so much clearer from the close-ups that I will include, but I just wanted to talk to you briefly about that. Please also notice that I have left the plastic on the fake one, which again is in this hand, so that I know that it is the fake bag, because honestly it is scary. There is, however, a difference, and I would say for the whole bag, that's probably the biggest difference that I can see. The difference is located inside of the bag. It is in the little pouch or like compartment pocket that is facing the exterior of the bag. And so both of them say Saint Laurent Paris, and both of them also say made in Italy. But the one big difference is that on the fake one, which is here, that pocket is much larger than for the real bag, which is here. Now obviously both bags are the same size, or both the medium model, but I do feel like the pocket on the real one is really, really hard to use because it's so small. It basically only fits like a card, and you kind of have to push it in a way that it fits. Here you can be a little bit more careless, like you can, you know, put it like quickly without really making sure that it fits, that it's absolutely in there. So I love that about the fake one, but yeah, that is the biggest difference in terms of both of these bags. the chain of the bags, and here this is also one small noticeable difference. So the chain on the fake bag, which is here, is slightly longer than on the real one, but we're talking about 1, maybe 2 centimeters. It's only because I actually measured that I can see that. Otherwise, not really noticeable. The one thing that is noticeable, especially to the feeling when you are carrying the handbag, is that the chain on the fake one is much less heavy than on the real one. So the chain on the real bag is kind of heavy. It honestly feels like a very, very sturdy material, something that the fake one is not. Like that, for me, it's not a huge problem, but maybe something to think about in terms of, like, you know, the longevity of the bag. How long would the bag be able to, you know, live for, things like that. So it's just like some small things to take into consideration. Exteriorly, it really is almost the same thing, only just a little bit less long. So in conclusion, I would say that the bags are about identical. It is very, very scary, but also at the same time a good thing, because obviously, you know, if you are ordering a fake from a fake factory, you obviously want it to resemble the authentic one, and here it really is the case. It is one of the best fakes that I've seen out there, and I felt like it really didn't start that well, especially with the box. That was a little bit disappointing, but I mean, quite frankly, ever since we, you know, went away from the packaging and moved into the specificities of the bag itself, it's been amazing. I highly recommend this bag, and probably anything else from the fake factory. By the way, if you are interested in getting this particular piece, then I will go ahead and leave all of the relevant information in the description box of the video down below. You have everything so that you can order this beauty. It is really, really almost the same thing as the real one. I would never be able to tell the difference if I saw this in the street. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was beneficial for you in case you were trying to see and trying to find out what the differences were between real and fake Kate bag from YSL. Obviously with this one, there weren't that many, but I hope that I gave you good ideas on what to look for. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.